Hey, everybody, time once again for the Roundtree Moored Suwannee Sports Report. Roundtree Moore Ford, they are the big sponsor. They're our title sponsor on the Sports Report, and you'll find them on Highway 90 in Lake City. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, service on your current vehicle, check them out. Roundtree Moore Ford, proud to be part of the Morgan Automotive Group, dedicated to delivering exceptional service and a wide selection of quality vehicles. I'm Wayne Littrell, joined today by the head coach of the Suwannee softball team, Coach Greg Gabey, and also we have Tom Daniels over here, the Suwannee Sports Hall of Famer. We're going to have a conversation about Suwannee softball right after this timeout. Keep it here for the Suwannee Sports Report on rivercountrysports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMooreFord.com today.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
Back here on the Suwannee Sports Report, we're talking Suwannee softball. Coach Greg is with me, and tell me about what's going on with this year's squad. I know you guys have been practicing hard, getting ready for the season.
Yes, sir. We got a young group, had a bunch of freshmen come in. Really big things expected from the freshmen. This is the first group that I haven't had the privilege of coaching throughout my middle school coaching career and the high school. So they're trying to learn me as well as me learning them.
Okay.
And so it's a learning curve for them for sure. I know a lot of them have played with Jeff Smith a little bit, so they're used to getting yelled at. So that's no problem there. But I've been putting a lot of pressure on them, and just trying to figure out the ones that's going to be able to uphold and be okay in front of the Friday night lights.
Coach, we're going to be doing this on the radio. And once upon a time, and actually I played a little bit, fast pitch professional softball was no longer exists pretty much. And you guys are fast pitch. And it's similar, but not exactly to baseball in terms of the rules. So explain to us, like I can tell you you're 45 feet away and you're 60 feet between the bases, but give us a little difference in baseball and softball, what we can look for, stealing bases, is there a 10th man, all those things.
So, everybody says it's the same game, and it is to an extent, but it is a lot different. I playing baseball and now coaching softball, now I'm on the girls' side, so I'm always like, this is a lot harder sport than baseball.
Really?
And the reason I say that is because baseball, you get a ground ball to the shortstop and we're double pumping before we can throw it. Softball's strictly a game of reaction, and you don't have time for any of that. One hiccup, and that's the difference between.
It is a faster game.
Very, very fast. But as far as pitching, it's 43 feet on the pitching, leaving on the release. They don't have a lot of time. You got to be quick. The girls, their base running speeds from home to first, we like them to be under 3 seconds. So whether they're bunting for a base hit or sacrifice, you don't have a lot of time to get from home to first. And we've actually been working on a lot of that this week.
Can you hit and run?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The leading off, there is no leading off. You can't leave until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand on the release. Is when they can come off. So they have a fraction of a second for a lead.
Okay, so hit and run, as soon as that, you kind of know whether or not they're going to put the bat on the ball, so you don't want to just take off right if
Right.
you miss the ball.
I guess if you wanted to compare it to something, it's almost like a delayed steal with baseball.
Okay, all right.
You can't leave until the ball comes out of the pitcher's hand.
I remember when they first started softball at the middle school level, and I was just happened to be out there at that time at the facility, and they were trying to teach girls to slide, and they weren't having it. I mean, we've come a long way since those days, man. Girls aren't afraid to get dirty now.
Yeah, you still get some every now and then that don't like to get dirty, or the clay hurts, or you got to push some loose dirt up in there for them to slide. That's always a challenge with the younger girls.
Now, do we play with 10?
We play with 9.
Just 9.
There's not a short fielder?
Nope.
No? Okay.
3-man outfield, just like baseball.
All right. Those are, some of the things that, are different from baseball. And if we're going to do, the games on the radio,
It's actually on our YouTube channel. We have moved from radio, and now it's video.
Right.
Live stream.
When we're going to live stream your games, we want to be familiar with the rules because they are a little bit different from baseball. And I did a King in this Court game once over in Hamilton County, where one of your great coaches, John Paul, comes from. And the guy who was not the king, but the other guy, was throwing at like 137 miles an hour. How fast do you girls throw? Or girls that you face? Give me a really good speed that you're going to see.
So our schedule this year is a little bit different than last year. The two best pitchers that we're going to face this year will probably be GHS. I'm not sure where she's committed. I know she was out last year, missed all of last season, but she is a phenomenal pitcher. And then with Brantford, Harley Price transferred over from Columbia to Brantford, and we're going to see 65 probably to 67. I know she's been clocked out during the game, so.
And that sound, you think about that, but you're right on it. I mean, the ball's released in
43 feet.
Yeah, 43 feet. I don't know the exact calculations, but I'm sure it's close to 100 miles an hour.
That's about a foot and 3 inches. Per foot, a foot and 3 inches. Times 43 will probably give you the.
And that seems to be the key. I mean, if you have that dominant pitcher, I mean, that makes a difference in a winning or losing season, pretty much.
And they can go 2 games in a row. They can pitch all season, right?
Yeah. So baseball's got your pitch counts. So many pitches, you got to have 1 day's rest. So many. I'm not sure what it is. Softball has no regulations or limitations on pitching. If you want the same kid to pitch every pitch of the season, you can.
How did you get into coaching softball? I'm imagining because you had daughters.
Yeah, well, I couldn't have a boy of my own, so I told them, I said, listen, this cheerleading thing's not for me, so we're gonna have to find something that's competitive. So we landed on softball.
It's a great sport, I tell you what. And there's a lot of different sports that go from volleyball to basketball and soccer and everything. But softball, to me, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities if you excel at it. I mean, you can go on and play in college.
Yeah, absolutely. There is, if a kid wants to go and play collegiate softball, that is a very, very obtainable goal as long as you do everything that you're supposed to do as far as grades, your work ethic. And I tell the girls all the time, I said, all of them have social media. That's the world today. I say, be careful what you put on there because they want to know what kind of kid they're looking for off the field.
Some of the best softball at the collegiate levels right here in Gainesville. I mean, I don't want to take the girls to a game. Just let them catch that fever.
It's a wild atmosphere to be in. You go to a softball game, and like I said before, it's the same as baseball, but it's much, much faster paced. I know at the collegiate level, they're on pitching clocks now. High school, you don't see it called a ton. You do see it called here and there, but when the batter steps foot in the box, you got 10 seconds to get the pitch off. If the pitcher has towed the rubber, that batter's got 10 seconds to get in the box, or it's a ball or a strike on the batter.
Yeah, so no more of those games stepping in and out.
Do you have any colleges that are looking at your girls right now? Do you have anybody that's a prospect that gets a letter?
We have 2 seniors this year, I believe. One is
you can name her.
Well, you got Brianna Woods. That's she's waiting to, I guess, see where she wants to go. I coach her in travel ball as well, so I know she's got a couple different choices from a few different schools that she's looking at. I think the 2 on her priority list are a little far up north. And Gracie, I know Gracie's talked a little bit to Florida Gateway. I'm not 100% sure what her plans are
Okay.
for the future.
Well, let's go over some of your players this year on this year's squad. We'll start with your pitching, and I understand as we start the season, we're losing one of our best as she recovers from a car accident.
Yeah, so Gracie, we had our work day on the field, and that evening she got in a car accident, and she had a non-displaced fracture of her wrist and broke her middle two fingers on her pitching hand, which she has screws in. And what we're being told is 6 weeks, and she should be able to start getting back in the rhythm. So we're definitely hoping to have her back for the latter part of the season and definitely postseason.
While she's recuperating, what do you do? Where do you go?
Her sister actually, Emily Watley. She's been good. She's worked really really hard. Wanted to find herself starting at shortstop this year, and wasn't the greatest news whenever we found all this out. And even to her, she just looked at her sister like she was very very upset about it. I'm not sure if it was so much her sister and what happened, or the fact that she couldn't play shortstop, and that's where her plans were at. But Emlyn she's got a good head on her shoulders, and a real team player, because she's willing to do things that she doesn't want to do in order to put the team in the best position to win. And that's what I've tried to preach to them for the last several years. Just because you're the best shortstop on the team, that might not be where you're playing. It might fit the team best for you to catch or for you to play left field.
Right. Well, it is a team sport.
It's more about a team, and you get high school girls and you tell them that very thing, and you hear, "Oh, but there isn't me."
Is there a second pitcher or?
Yeah, so we got Jaden Bell as a freshman coming in. The freshman group has several pitchers. You got Mackenzie Milton, Jaden Bell. You got Amelia Voss, that's also a freshman.
Okay.
And then Emmeline's a sophomore this year.
Okay. So you have some options just in case somebody's having an off night or you need to go to a different pitcher?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the game's definitely going to be played a little different this year than what we've played in the last few years.
Who's behind the plate? Who's catching?
Behind the plate, well, more than likely we'll have Addison Peterson.
Okay.
So she caught for us last year as well. So she does a pretty good job. She's been battling some knee injuries on and off too.
But you need that experienced catcher. I mean, it kind of helps you as far as signs and communicating with the pitcher and kind of that liaison between the coaching staff and the pitcher.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you call the pitches.
I call the pitches, yes, sir.
All right. What do you call it? So, in baseball, I mean, we're used to, fastball, curve, slider, things like that, change up. Is it similar in softball? Or I know there's a rise pitch.
It is. Just like baseball, you got a couple different ways to throw a changeup. It's the same thing. The most speed difference that you're going to see on a changeup is going to be a flip change, which is where they throw backwards, and they also have the C change that they throw with. But a flip change, a good one, you're going to have 8 to 10 mile an hour difference in the speed on the pitch. Fastballs obviously are going to be the same. And you got a curveball's the same in both, and you got a screwball, and your rise balls and drop balls, I guess, is what you wouldn't see a lot of.
Yeah. Do we have? How was our offense? Do we have power this year? Speed? What are we looking at?
Before we got the news about Gracie being hurt, me and the coaches were talking, and we feel like our bats is going to be. We've lacked there a little bit in the past several years, but we feel like we're going to have a lot better bats than we've had in the past, and our defense is going to be. Our defense is going to be solid.
All right, speaking of defense, let's go around the horn. So set up my infield, set up first base, second base, shortstop, third base.
So, like I tell the girls, starting positions, whether you're on JV or varsity, I feel like that can change at any given day on any practice or any game. And all I tell them is when their number's ready, to be called.
Okay. So you don't have a set lineup at this point.
I do not yet. We're still waiting to see a lot of things. We getting ready for our preseason to come up. We're gonna throw some things in there. Because none of those games count towards your seeding and all. So we're probably gonna rotate pitchers in and out, rotate the defense around, try to figure out a couple things. We will be without 3 players that are supposed to be leaving to go to state for weightlifting. So we haven't seen a whole lot of them. They don't want them to get hurt, so they haven't been out there a whole lot lately.
The girls weightlifting team, correct me if I'm wrong, I think 3-time state champs, 3 or 4 times.
I believe they won 3 years in a row.
Yeah. So you got to excuse them. I mean, they're going after a 4 championship. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. My first year there, actually, it was kind of frustrating to me. I understand it, but being without a few of your star players, because most of your biggest athletes is going to play multiple sports, and a lot of them kind of overlap. And the way the ruling is, they don't want them participating in another sport until this one finishes, and understandable, because if you're competing in the postseason with any sport, you don't want any injuries or anything that isn't affiliated with what you got going on. So
We went through that. Wayne and I did the baseball games in Mayo, and we go to a game, and the Edwards kid was their center fielder, leadoff hitter. It's great football player, basketball.
And now the coach over there.
Okay, so it's like, and who is the coach? Coach Pearson.
Yeah.
Where is he? He's at a track meet.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's at a track meet? Well, he's part of the relay team, and they're in the state. Well, I can't tell the kid you got to go play center field when you're running in the state, 4 relays.
Yeah.
So that stuff happens, and it's high school. And the thing that I like most about it is that you have girls that are doing a little bit more than softball and travel ball, and they're enjoying their time in high school. But a big question Wayne's going to get to you with is your schedule this year. And I want to know, I mean, there's teams that you're going to look at, and it's going to be, oh, yeah, they have this girl that's really yada, yada, yada. So we want to know those teams. And then we want to know, a little bit about places we haven't been, because people are going to certainly tune in and, archive if we're playing Mayo, if we're playing Lake City, if we're playing Jasper, if we're playing Fort White. Because you got kids that, they're playing against their cousins.
Yeah, and the season starts first game in Mayo, so it's at Lafayette, and they're always a tough team.
Yeah, so they're always pretty scrappy, and for whatever reason they get riled up, when they play.
It's a rivalry.
It is, and to top that off, I've coached several of those girls over there through travel ball as well. So
the players know each other pretty good.
Very, very well.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun one. That opens up the season on the 16th. You got Tallahassee Childs will be our first home game on the 19th.
On the 16th, we play Lafayette. Marty, my assistant coach, he actually has a daughter, and she will more than likely be starting that game against us for Mayo.
Your coach has a daughter playing for the opposition.
Correct.
Oh my gosh, that I'd be feeling bad for the anybody trying to, who do I root for? Do I wear half green and half red maybe?
He's usually pretty quiet during that game, and I tell him, I was like, man, you're a better man than I am. That'd be a tough situation to be in.
No doubt. So Marty is JV head coach, I guess, and helping you out again along.
So all 4 of us we all kind of play a role in both of them. Sometimes you'll see me on the field with JV as well. Me and Marty Krotz and J.L. Lee and John Paul. I feel like we all play a pretty even role on everything.
One of the coolest things, I told Billy this, one of the coolest things is when you come out to the ball field and we have a softball game and a baseball game going on. I mean, it's just, what an atmosphere, man.
Yeah, and Frank come to me last year before the season started, and he wanted us to try to schedule Friday night home games together, baseball and softball, and it works out great. You get a lot of people out there. Everybody start their weekend. And we tried to do that the best we could this year. I know there's a couple that we had to reschedule due to scheduling conflicts with other teams. It's really tough scheduling teams when trying to find dates, because I don't like scheduling more than 3 games in a week just for pitching reasons.
I get you.
So it's kind of tough, and then you got spring break and everybody going out of town, and so we try to steer clear of those weeks.
Well, the 2 softball games that we're going to do here on River Country, we've got 2 against Madison County that's coming up this month on the 26th, and then we've got the game against Fort White, which is later in the year in April. So, and those are 2 rival games. So we picked out a couple of good ones, and we thought we kind of showcase you guys.
Yeah, Madison's going to be pretty tough. I know regular season last year we played them in Madison. I think our second game was supposed to be senior night and ended up getting canceled because of weather. They lost a few last year, but they're going to be pretty tough this year. They're going to have Alden Bass in the circle. They got a new coach this year as well. Sonia Bass is their coach this year.
Now we're going to be doing 2 of your games. So when we're up there, like, we expect soda, hamburgers, french fries. So put that on your list. Okay, because you haven't done this before, but usually that's part of the deal.
I think
Is
that's Brown Leonard ordered for you.
Oh, is that right? Hey, we're stepping up. Thank you, Raleigh. Appreciate that. So I'm looking at the schedule, and you mentioned Gainesville. That's a bigger school we're going to have to face this year. You also got some Panhandle teams on here. You got Franklin County. You got a home and away with those guys. So that's a pretty good road trip. Got North Florida Christian on there as well from Tallahassee.
Yes, sir. So we actually had Hamilton on there originally, and they canceled their varsity season. So we took advantage of that. I looked at Hamilton's schedule to try to pick up some more games because I believe at that time we were around 20, and you got a 25 cap that you can play. So when I looked at them, I seen couldn't schedule Taylor County. When I called to schedule them, they were said they were full. So I called them, and we got 2 games with them, as well as North Florida Christian played Hamilton too. So we picked up 2 games with them also. So I believe that puts us at 22, I believe.
They had to cancel their season due to lack of participation, or
Well, I think they had some injuries, and I think they were low on numbers. Anyway,
is softball similar to other sports where you have kids changing schools and
you got the NIL going on for you or what?
we don't have any NIL going on, but yeah, you ask me, and I don't like it.
We don't like it
because back when I played, it was more of a, it's what you stand for. You go and you represent your hometown, your county, and a lot of your loyalty and everything. And it's you talk about college with the NIL, and Nick Saban had it figured out, but then and it was even playing field. It kind of it changes things a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, you look at college, and any team can win.
Yeah. Proved that last year with Indiana. It was always been kind of a doormat, and they spent some money and bought a team, and that's how it works these days.
Yeah. But it's different with high school sports. There's no recruiting or anything like that, and then you look at the NILs coming out, and it's like, well, how does this even work without recruiting? And like, how do you do that stuff? I don't understand.
There is recruiting.
Yeah.
Hey, one other
what's
thing,
going on.
unrelated to all that, when we were talking about the difference, when they first started doing girls softball competitively, we had an 11-inch ball. Now we have a 10-inch ball. Tell me what size the ball, because it's different than men's slow pitch.
So now, if you play recreation softball or travel ball, when you move, you're playing with an 11-inch ball. When you move up to 12U is or middle school ball if you're under 12.
Right.
You move to a 12-inch.
And what's the core?
I think it's 375 on the compression. I'm not sure. I think it's 44 core, I believe. Not 100% on that. I have to look that up.
Okay. Suwannee Middle School, speaking of them, they started their softball season, got underway last week, and so they're continuing. They're already playing. So, hey, go out and support these guys. Support Suwannee Middle School, support the high school, and I'm telling you what, it's a great atmosphere. It's a lot of fun to come out and watch a softball game.
So the softball, I watched the girls' college softball, and I would rather watch that than Little League baseball championship. When it is unbelievable. You look and you say, when you played, I played. How do you even get around? I mean, the ball is there so quick. It's you're hitting motion.
I know you've grown to appreciate the speed of the game, since you started.
Yeah, the speed of the game is one thing altogether, and I've played, like you mentioned, John Paul earlier. I've played some slow pitch softball with him, and the ball just gets on you so fast. I've watched some girls hit the ball as hard as a grown man can hit it. I watched a girl from GHS hit one over the highway from the softball field. Like, there's some girls that can really swing it.
Yeah, I mean, if just think about it. If it's really coming at 90, 95, and you can get around on it, your speed going down, it's going to be 100 miles an hour.
You got that timing right, and you hit the sweet spot. You never know. But now, as far as what I've watched in the past, is a lot of low-scoring games. So if you're in one of those pitchers' battles and you have to manufacture a run, can you do that? Can you bunt a player around?
Yeah, it's small ball, man. Small ball is big, and softball, you can bunt the ball 10 times in baseball, and you might make it on once, maybe twice. If you're trying to bunt for a base hit, softball's different. You bunt the ball 10 times, you might get there 8 or 9. but that's just how fast it is. We got Brianna Woods. Her home to home time is under 12 seconds. Like she flies around. Her home to first time is I believe it's around like a 2. I think it's like a 2.4, 2.5. Like she's pretty quick. She will definitely be in center field for us this year. As she started center field since she was a freshman.
All right. Fantastic. All right, we're going to take a time out. We'll be right back right after this. It's the Suwannee Sports Report brought to you by Roundtree Moore Ford here on RiverCountrySports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
You were there at the beginning. You stood behind me, guiding me through good times and bad, teaching me lessons I wouldn't appreciate until later, preparing me for the day when you couldn't be here. What you've given me, I'll carry wherever I go. And because of your planning, I know I'll go far.
Set your family up for life. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance. Your friends for life.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
And back here on the Suwannee Sports Report with Coach Gabey. And tell me a little bit about what's going on. You got a fundraiser, I think, coming up that folks can help you raise a little money with?
Yeah, on Tuesday, February 17th from 5 to 8, we will be having a Chick-fil-A night.
Okay.
10% of the proceeds go to Suwannee Softball Boosters to help support these girls. I know a lot of people has been reaching out. We got a new batting cage facility fixing to start construction, so we're gonna have a lot of extra costs that go into building that. We got to put new cages and some turf and all that good stuff in there. So every little bit of support helps.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's not cheap to travel and uniforms and field maintenance equipment. It adds up.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not getting any cheaper for sure.
No, and even here at River Country, I mean, we appreciate our support. No doubt. We can't do this without our advertisers. So if you'd like to help out, we'd love to hear from you here at River Country. You can reach me, email rivercountrysports@gmail.com. Just that easy. And if you want to send a message to Greg, I'll be happy to be that liaison and pass that along.
So do the girls know that they're going to be on live stream?
I haven't told them that yet.
Are they going to be excited or are they going to be nervous?
They're probably not nervous. As small as that softball field is, it feels like there's a lot more people than there, because when you look, I know when I went there, I put the windscreen that blocked everything out. It used to be open down the first base line, and a lot of people sat down there, but I closed everything in, so everybody's up behind the backstop. So it really looks like there's a lot of people there. So the younger girls, would be the ones that I would have a
Billy,
question on.
Coach Moran puts the game on in the dugout so they can watch the game as we're live streaming. So you need to think about that. You've been a DJ. You can.
We don't want the distraction, though. I don't want to get blamed for anything. So if it's a bad game,
it's too late. Too late for you, Wayne.
They'll probably want to see it to see what I yelled at them about and to see if I was actually right.
And the cool thing about River Country is you can watch it live, or you can watch it archived, so they could go back the next day.
Or you can watch it in the dugout.
Yeah, or you can. Yeah, options. I know a guy that actually doesn't watch any of this stuff. He just Bluetooths it to his speakers, so it's like radio. And he's listening in the car. You can do that too.
Yeah. And another thing, make sure that the games that we do, not only the refreshments, the weather. Okay. Because we've done baseball games where we had to bring heaters. It's just like soccer.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
we'll
can't
have
dial in
a
the
heater
weather,
set up right beside the brown lantern for you.
And there you go. We're set, man. Our first baseball broadcast, by the way, last Friday against St. John Country Day. We're going to be on the air Wednesday at Columbia County. And then our first softball broadcast coming up the 26th. That'll be a 5 o'clock first pitch time against Madison County. So really look forward to following you guys this year. And I want to wish you all the success in the world.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for coming in and doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
great to see you. And like I say, good luck. And maybe you can follow those weightlifters to the state with your softball team this year.
Yeah, that's what our hope is.
That's going to wrap up this edition of the Suwannee Sports Report. Again, presented by Roundtree Moore Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City. Stop by and thank Stephen Jones. Thank the crew for sponsoring the Suwannee Sports Report. Roundtree Moore Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City. Proud to be part of the Morgan Automotive Group, dedicated to delivering exceptional service and a wide selection of quality vehicles. The Suwannee Sports Report airs Monday at 7 o'clock, and then it's archived on our website for you to view anytime. The Sports Report is presented by Roundtree Moore Ford and brought to you in part by Van Carpet One, by Farm Bureau Insurance, and by the Suwannee County School District. Again, if you'd like to reach us, you can always email it at rivercountrysports@gmail.com. For Coach Greg, for Tom Daniels, I'm Wayne Littrell. Thanks for watching. See you next week on the Suwannee Sports Report.